Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Jean Umberto. In this video, we are going to talk about arrays. And arrays are a powerful object, and I will have a chance to display the power of arrays in subsequent videos, but in this particular video, we are simply going to be introduced to arrays, what they are, how we create them, and how we access a value from an array. But as an introductory statement, you can see what I've written here, that arrays address the storage limitation of variables. We're going to take a look at that in a moment. So now, what are arrays in a program? Why do we need an array at all? So if you consider the way a variable is defined and assigned a value in JavaScript, and here's a few examples here. First of all, we are defining a variable which is first name, that is the name of the variable, first name, and to it we assign, you can see the assignment operator here, a string value gems. So here the value is gems and is of type string, and you can see wide string because it is in quoted. You can see we have our double quotation marks around the value, which indicates that it is a string, and we have another string here on this line here, var day 1, which is also assigned a string value Monday, and then we have an integer or a number type in JavaScript, that is age on this line here, var age, which is assigned the value 85. So this is basically how we create variables and assign values to them in JavaScript. I'm sure you should be familiar with this before following along with this lesson. A variable can store just one value, just like we have seen here. We have first name James, day 1 Monday, and var age 85. So all these variables are only capable of storing one single value. But now, what if we want to present the days of the week in a program using variables? We have 7 days in a week, and what if we want to create variables to present each day of the week? So this is what we are going to end up with. We have var day 1, which will be assigned the value Monday, and then we're going to have var day 2 Tuesday, and then var day 3 Wednesday, and then we have day 4 Thursday, day 5 Friday, day 6 Saturday, and lastly day 7 Sunday. Okay, so this is all fine because this is really a small number of items that we are dealing with. We only have 7 items, and it seems pretty much fine. But what if we want to present, or what if we want to show, to display the list of 50 or 100 students in a classroom, or maybe 1,000 students from an entire department? You see, this will be almost impossible or impracticable to do, very inefficient if we have to start creating var student 1 and then the name of the student, var student 2, the name of the student, var student 3, up to 100 or up to 1,000. That will be very inefficient and really impracticable. So then, what is the way forward? Well, that is why arrays are here. So this is how I describe an array. An array is basically an object that we can use to store multiple values. So instead of just storing one value, we can store more than one value in one single array variable. So that will be the way to go. So that is how arrays are described and how you can basically get an idea of why arrays are very important. So they solve the storage limitation of just one value that we have with a variable. Okay, so how does it work? How do we define an array? Well, we have 2 ways we can define an array in JavaScript, and so later on I will take a moment to show you how this is done in Java and C#. Okay, so back to JavaScript, we have 2 ways. Like I said earlier, we have 2 different ways we can create an array variable, and the first one is by using an array constructor. And a constructor is an object-oriented programming concept which Of course, it's not going to be a subject of discussion now, but I will actually show you how that works in a moment. And the second way is by just using the square bracket, okay, which is going to be the way we are going to adopt in this video. So now if we think back about the days of the week example, this is how we can represent the same information in one single variable. So now here we are creating one variable and we're calling it weekdays, and to it we are assigning, you can see this is a constructor which is starting with the new keyword. So here we have new array, and inside the parent here, inside this two parents, opening and closing parent, we just enumerate, we just give the list of the values that we want to store in this array. And in this case we want to store 7 different days of the week, starting from Monday and ending at Sunday. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can see each all these values are separated by commas. So we have Monday and then separated by comma, Tuesday, comma, Wednesday, comma, and so forth. And you can see that each value is a string because again it is inside the quotation marks. Okay, so that is the first way you can create an array. Now there's a second way which we are going to be using in this series, and that is just by using the square bracket. So we just say var, that is the keyword var to create a variable, of course, in JavaScript, var weekday, and then weekdays, and then we have our assignment operator. And this time, instead of using the constructor new array, we are simply opening the square bracket and closing it right here, and inside this bracket we are again enumerating the values. So you have Monday here, comma, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that is basically how it is done in the second fashion, or the second method, if you like. One more thing I want to mention is that it is possible in JavaScript to mix different types of values inside an array. For example, we have an array here called a list, and to it we assign the value gems inside the array. That is the first value, gems, which is a string. You can see it inside the quote. And then we have a comma, and then we have an integer or a number, which is 15. And after that we have another string, Monday, and finally we have a boolean data type, that is of course true, which is a boolean value. So it is possible to do this in JavaScript, and like I said, I'll show you how this is done in Java and C# later on, but you just have to know that this is not possible in Java or C#. You cannot mix values of different types inside an array. You have to stick to one type of value. Okay, so once we have an array, we have created or defined our array, the next question is, how do we get the values out of it? Okay, so in JavaScript and in other languages that we look at later, we use the idea of an index, which is basically the position of the value inside the array. Okay, and one thing I want you to remember is that in general programming, indexing starts at 0. So we have to start whatever value is at that first position is going to be accessed using the index 0. Okay, so in programming we usually say that arrays use 0-based indexing. Okay, and these indexes are by default numeric values starting from 0, 1, 2, and going upward. So let us have a look at an example. So that is the same array we've created earlier with the days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now Monday is at index 0. Like I said, the first item is always at 0, and if we want to access Monday, we're going to use the index 0. Okay, so this is the practical example. So here we have that variable created again here, var weekdays, assigned an array Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And if we want to pull out Monday, we simply have to write weekdays, and then we put in the square bracket, and inside we say 0. That is the index 0 right here. So this is going to pull out the value Monday. And if you want Tuesday, of course, we just change that to 1. That is now at this second position, but now at index 1. And then we can continue. And here's a question: what index can we use to access Friday? So think about it, write it on paper, okay, just for yourself. And then if you want to get to Sunday, of course, you have to use weekdays, which is the name of the variable, and then you have to put in the index 6, of course, inside the square bracket. Okay, so what if we want to print out all the values inside an array? We have a list of 100 students, and we just don't want to say index 1, index 2, index 3, or index 4, and so forth. What if we just want to pull out everything from the list without bothering, or without looking at what is at index 0 or what is at index 1 and so on? What do? Okay, so we use a loop, and which is basically an iteration, and I will talk about iterations in one of the subsequent videos, but for now you just have to know that we'll have to use a loop, and I will talk about the for loop and how we can use the for loop in combination with arrays. Okay, so we are going to be practicing using NetBeans in this video, and if you are using Scratchpad or Dreamweaver, Commodore, or any other IDE, you're just welcome to keep using what you're using, but I'm going to use NetBeans IDE for convenient reasons. And if you want to also have a copy of NetBeans, you are welcome. This is the link. You can go to netbeans.org and download a free copy of the IDE, but you have to remember that you can't install NetBeans on a machine which does not have the Java development kit, which is the JDK. So you can also download the JDK at this web address here, that is the Oracle website, oracle.com, and please make sure you download a copy which is compatible with this your system type, whether it's a 32-bit or 64-bit operating system. So thank you very much for watching, and now in the next video we are going to start practicing how we create arrays just like we have seen in this video, and how we access one value out of it. In a later video we are going to talk about loops and how we can get out everything, how we can access all the values from an array, and then I will also show you how powerful arrays are as object, of course, by using certain method. For example, what if we have a list of 100 students and we just want to see the student whose first name or whose last name start with the letter A or the letter B, or we can actually put a lot of conditions within the loop and pull out this information. Thank you for watching, and let me see you in the next video.